Homer road. They've won every series for the first time in Twins history. They've won the first 4 series to start a season. Taking on a Cleveland Indian team that's on a bit of a roll. They've won 4 series in a row, but they have won 4 games in a row. And they come into this series red hot and at the 500 mark. And a lot of people walking into Target Field here tonight. We are here on a beautiful night with the Twins and Indians ready to open up a 3-game series. Dick Bramer along with Bert Flyleven. We expected this Twins lineup to be able to score some runs. And when you think of run scoring, you think of a high batting average, increased power. We expect to see that too. But so far, the first couple of weeks, we've seen very high number of walks.
Well, I think it really helps that the Kansas City Royals were in town. They walked a lot of guys in that 3-game series. But the Twins overall, first in the American League in walks with 65. They're hitting .277. That's second best in the American League. They have hit some home runs, but they're able to get guys on base, and that's the fun part of watching this ball club play.
And the Twins will have to find a way to control the one guy in the middle of the Cleveland lineup, a lineup that's otherwise not that impressive, trying to control the reigning American League Player of the Week.
Chu is off to a hot start. I mean, he's currently on a 7-game hitting streak, hitting .540, 4 home runs in this 7-game hitting streak. That series against the Texas Rangers where they've won 4 straight ball games, he has had the game-winning home run or the game-winning hit in 3 of the 4.
And so the Twins will hand the ball to Kevin Slowey for the opening game of this 3-game series, hoping that Slowey can tighten up his control a little bit. We'll have more about tonight's Twins starter when we come back. Your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. By Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by GMC. We are professional grade.
We welcome you back to Twins Baseball on Fox Sports North. First pitch between the Twins and the Indians coming up in just a couple moments. I'm Robbie Mikowski, and I'm hanging out at the club level here inside Target Field, and next to me is a beautiful scale model of the Twins' brand new ballpark. Anyone with a ticket to a Twins game can come up here and check out this new scale model. It documents the construction and the design of Target Field. Simply make your way up to the club level, and you'll find it next to the Delta Sky 360 Legends Club, another one of the wonderful sites here at Target Field. When we come back, Dick Bramer and Bert Flyleven with First Pitch next on Fox Sports North.
playing in Minnesota at Metropolitan Stadium, did you ever play a night game with weather like this in April?
No, not like this.
Just incredible weather throughout this homestand, and the Twins take the field, hoping to make it eventually 5 series wins in a row to start the season. The Menards batting order for the Cleveland Indians. For the most part, a lineup that struggled to get hits and score runs, but within that, some pretty good hitters. As Drupal Cabrera leading things off for Cleveland, then Grady Sizemore off to a slow start. Hottest hitter in baseball, Shin-Soo Choo, then Travis Hafner, Johnny Peralta, Russell Branyan, Austin Kearns, Luis Valbuena, and then their catcher, Lou Marson.
And that lineup right there facing Kevin Slowey. Slowey making his 3rd start of the year. One thing he needs to find is that rhythm. Slowey with outstanding control. The key to me for Kevin Slowey is keeping that ball down in the strike zone. Get strike one with a good low fastball. Away to right-handers, away to left-handers, and then he can go up the ladder against this Cleveland Indian ball club.
The Northland Fort defense for the Twins. Delman Young with the only error committed by the Twins this year. Span and Kanayer join him in the outfield. Harris making another start at 3rd. Hardy and Hudson up the middle. Morneau at 1st. Bauer behind the plate. Nick Punto said his groin muscle feels better. They're just going to give it an extra day or 2. And Harris is in the lineup. And Nick Punto said everything feels better. The Twins extended his physical regimen today, tried to give him a good hard workout, and he responded okay to it. And a very good chance I think he'll be in the lineup tomorrow.
And Pat Neshek is getting better every day. He'll throw a little bit tomorrow to see how that middle finger is.
And a beautiful night for baseball, and if not a sellout, very close to it. Indians, of course, changing a lot of players and the entire coaching staff and the new manager, Manny Acta, former manager of the Washington Nationals. And, Indians in phase 3 of a rebuilding mode with a new manager, new coaches, and a lot of new players.
There's Manny Acta right there. 2.5 seasons as a manager of the Washington Nationals.
Eric Wedge dismissed after the season last year. Used to seeing Grady Sizemore hitting in the leadoff spot. Now that job is as Drupal Cabrera. Sizemore hitting 2nd. And then Shin-Soo Choo. And Slowey is ready to get her started. Strike 1.
Well, Kevin Slowey making his 7th career start against the Cleveland Indians. He is 3-2 with a 4.06 ERA in his first 6 starts against the Indians.
Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. Cabrera rebounding from a disappointing 2nd week of the season. He had an 0 for 16 skid early last week, hoping for a better 3rd week of the season. Slowey gets ahead of him, 0-2. Morneau gobbles it up, and this airtight infield and outfield defense gets off to a good start tonight.
Only 1 error made by the defense. The Minnesota Twins, outstanding defense. They take a lot of pride in it. Ron Gardenhire saying here the other day on Sunday against the Royals, he's a little disappointed at the way the ball was thrown around. That, we take a lot of pride in our defense. He did not like to play on a couple plays in that ball game.
1 gone, and here's Grady Sizemore. And Slowey floats an off-speed pitch over the outside corner. Sizemore, an injury-riddled 2009, hoping to stay healthy this year. Moving down a spot in the Cleveland batting order. Snap bat, and the splintered end of it goes to a gloved fan. Meanwhile, Sizemore is retired, and we ask you to bring your gloves, and boy, did it ever come in handy that time, not for a baseball, but for the splintered end of a bat.
Well, that's getting sawed off right there. Sizemore swinging, and the barrel of the bat going that young man right there. Yeah, while Brendan Harris makes a very nice play, getting Sizemore at first base.
Good stretch at the end by Morneau. So a couple of ground ball outs, 2 quick outs, and here is Shin-Soo Choo. He didn't do much of that last week, swinging and missing. Used his glove to catch the dangerous end of that bat. 0-2. 12 for 22. Chu was last week with 4 home runs and 12 runs batted in. And Slowey with a high fastball, 1-2.
Well, Slowey getting ahead on all 3 batters he's faced so far. And that's the type of pitcher he is. Not overpowering. He can get that high fastball by some hitters. But Chu's chasing a breaking ball just over the other side of home plate.
Twins baseball is brought to you in Sony High Definition. Not a cloud to be found. One and two. And off the bat of Chu, off the mask and helmet of Mauer, back to the screen. .69 degrees and it feels like early June. Fantastic weather. 1-2. And now 2-2. In reality, Chu about the only guy in the Cleveland lineup who has been productive. This is a Cleveland team that comes into this series with the worst batting average in the American League at .217. Got him. Chu cooled off. Slowey with a very good first inning. First inning, and the Menards batting order for your Minnesota Twins. Denard Span in the leadoff spot. Orlando Hudson hitting second. Then Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, Michael Cuddyer, Jason Kubel, Delman Young, J.J. Hardy, and then Brendan Harris.
Joan Kuiper, I know you're 90 years old here today out of Minneapolis. This scouting report is for you of Justin Masterson making his third start. He's not won a ball game over his last 9 starts, but don't blame him. He hasn't had a lot of run support. And when Masterson is on, he gets a lot of ground ball outs and strikeouts.
Span digs in, ready to go. And he takes low, ball 1. Span's average down about 50 points from where we expect it will be by season's end, 1-1. But with the walks, very good on-base percentage. 10 walks for the leadoff man. And walks have been a problem for this Indian pitching staff again this year, 2-1.
Well, Masterson has a good sinking fastball. At times, control can be an issue for him. A hard slider and a changeup. This is his first full season with the Cleveland Indians, coming over last year in July in the Victor Martinez trade.
3-1. Where the Twins staff has issued a total of 31 walks so far this year in 13 games. In a dozen games, the Indians have walked 54. And Span has taken 5 pitches and has a full count. Check to swing. Span draws a leadoff walk. Northland Ford defense for the Cleveland Indians. And it's a different lineup than they've had up to this point. Austin Kearns is in left, Sizemore in center, Chu in right. The changes at first base where Russell Branyan is playing his first game for Cleveland. Valbuena at second, Cabrera at short, Peralta at third, and Lou Marson behind the plate.
Yeah, that defense right there has made only 4 errors on the year. Second to the Twins that have only made 1.
Branyan just activated after a rehab assignment. Here's Orlando Hudson. Taking strike 1. So far, so good for the Twins. They knew they had a good leadoff hitter in Denard Span. The second spot in the batting order has been kind of a rotation for the last several years. Inside, and it's 1-1. Remember, for a while last year, Joe Mauer was hitting second. And then finally, Orlando Cabrera came over, did a nice job. And Ron Coomer, how do you think Orlando Hudson's done hitting second so far?
Well, Dick, I think he's tailor-made for the 2-hole right now. You look at the count 1-1. Denard is taking a bunch of pitches. O is taking a bunch of pitches. He's giving Denard a chance to steal. And then when you can do that and hit a rocket up the middle, everything is good. This guy is a baseball player. He does defense very well. He can run the bases. He can steal a base. He can hit a line drive through the middle. But he knows what he's doing in the 2-hole. He gave Denard a couple of shots at stealing, a rocket up the middle. I really like how the Twins lineup sets up. And we really don't want this guy coming up to be hitting in the 2-hole, do we?
Well, good hitting right there by Hudson. He came to the Twins as a .282 hitter. A switch hitter. Pretty much even on both sides of the plate.
Well, here's Mauer, and it seems more often than not he and Morneau behind him are coming to the plate in the first inning with men on base. And he takes a belt-high strike. Well, Masterson finds himself in immediate trouble. The Twins threatening to score first, runners on the corners, and nobody out.
Yeah, Twins have not seen a lot of Masterson, making just his 3rd career start against the Twins. Mauer 3 for 5 against him.
One and one. Mauer, in addition to being a 3-time batting champion, will draw some walks and string it all together in the Lincoln Mercury Key stat. 36 games in a row where he's reached base some way or another. This one's a chopper to Branyan's glove side in foul territory, 1-2. .30 for 56 last year against the Indians, which, regardless of what state's high school math you use, is over 500. Clipped the inside corner but missed, and the count is even.
Yeah, Masterson has one of those type of fastballs, almost like a Kevin Slowey who stuck out Chu. That fastball will come back over the plate and try to get that corner.
Two and two to Mauer. Got him. Came back in with that hard fastball that was near the inside corner for a big strikeout.
Yeah, Masterson can pick up some strikeouts. That's his 15th strikeout in the 11 1/3 innings pitched so far.
Not very often you'll see Joe kind of get tied up in his swing. So one down, and here's Morneau. Up and away, ball one, with Masterson trying to wriggle off the hook here in the first inning.
Yeah, Masterson a bit of a slinger at 6'6". He's not straight over the top. He's more three-quarter type pitcher. Got a great arm. He came up with the Boston Red Sox organization.
Traded here, as you said, in the Victor Martinez trade, and his arrival in Cleveland eventually led to the Indians trading Carl Pavano to the Twins. It was Masterson who took over Pavano's spot in the Cleveland rotation after the trade of Pavano to Minnesota. To the right field corner and down for a hit. Span scores a long carom over the head of Chu. Hudson will be held at second with a double, and the Twins get the game's first run.
Well, one thing about that pitch right there, that didn't have a lot of movement on it. Watch this fastball. Stayed right there, and Justin hitting that ball sharply. One hopping the fence and then over the head of Chu. Span would have scored anyway, and it's a double, an RBI double for Justin. His second double of the year, picking up his 9th RBI.
Here's Kadire with 2 men in scoring position. Nearly hit him. Ball one. Kadire, of course, on Sunday had the ball hit off the limestone facade and bounced back towards the infield. There, Chu had the ball bound over the padded wall against the wood wall, and it bounced over his head as well. So you've got at least 3 different caroms to play out there in right field. You have the padded wall, which would give us bounce similar, I suppose, to what we had at the Metrodome with the baggy. And then you've got a wood wall, and then the literally rock hard limestone wall. 1-1. Kadire taps it foul. 1-2. Then you get out to right center field, and you got the scoreboard and that different configuration out there. It's got the fencing or the grate in front of it.
See if that throw Kadire a breaking ball right here. Yep.
And he wastes it, flips it foul down the right field line.
I think we've seen the book on Michael Kadire that when you get ahead, you try to get him to chase that breaking ball outer half of the plate. That time Michael reached out far enough to just foul it off.
Just off the outside corner, and the count's even. Got him. Same type of pitch he struck Joe Mauer on, a fastball down and in, and as Mauer did, Kadire swung over the top of it.
Well, you know what? I talked about Kadire looking away for that breaking ball. What's Masterson do on a 3-2 pitch? Good sinker right here. A nasty pitch. And Kadire swinging through it.
Well, the Twins need a 2-out hit here to really cash in this first inning. Kubel at the plate with 2 on and 2 out. Strike on the outside corner.
Well, Kubel had a great season against the Indians last year. He hit 28 home runs overall, but 7 of them coming against the Indians pitching staff. Kubel 2 for 3 lifetime against Masterson.
Kubel, the designated hitter today. Former Indian Jim Thome starts the game on the bench. Breaking ball on the outside corner, and it's 0-2. A walk and a pair of hits so far, just 1 run. checked his swing, and home plate umpire Bob Davidson calls him out. No appeal to a base ump, specifically third base umpire Tim Cheetah. And Kubel ends the inning with a check swing strikeout.
I'm Robbie Mikowski, way out in left field just beyond the foul pole, and I am outside the Town Ball Tavern on the club level here at Target Field. I've got Bobby to my left, Jen to my right. Now, you see me eating a lot of food here, Dick and Bert. We're going to get a little critique here. And, Bobby, you have the quesadilla. How do you feel about it? How'd you like it?
I like it. It's solid. The guacamole's good, sour cream. I like it. It's good.
Go ahead, Dick.
Travis Hafner enjoying Target Field so far. He looks at one pitch, whacks it over the fence to tie the game.
Yeah, we didn't like that, Robbie. Jumped on that first fastball from Kevin Slowey and hits his second home run of the year. And just like that, one swing, the Indians tie the game at one apiece.
So it's one apiece, and here's Johnny Peralta. Goes after the next pitch. Pops it up short left field. And it's Delman Young in front of J.J. Hardy, one away. And let's go back to Robbie Mikowski.
Well, Bobby, you might have to do away with this quesadilla. It's bad luck. The first pitch of the inning, Hafner rips it into the right field seats. But how do you like the food?
I like it. It's real good. I saved Bert a bite if he wants. A little guacamole down here for you.
We got a little bite for you. And, Jen, you got the garlic french fries. And they are a little bit different. What are they served with?
They have some dipping sauce. They're really good, but they don't give you good breath after. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, so I'm going to back out of the way here and put Bobby and Jen back together. And for the first time, I'm going to eat something on camera and try these french fries. I'm going to come up, Bert, and give you a big kiss after this.
Oh, let's hope not.
Here's Russell Branyan in his first at-bat. And he grounds it to Morneau. Slowey covers. 2 quick outs. In fact, everything that's happened here has happened quickly. 6 plate appearances, and Slowey's only thrown 16 pitches.
Well, the thing about Kevin Slowey, and opponents know that he's going to be around the plate. He's going to try to get strike one. What he tried to do with Hafner right there is tried to keep the ball down, but that ball middle played in, and Hafner did what he should have, and that's to hit the solo home run.
Austin Kearns trying to recapture some of the magic or reestablish himself as a major league player. And he lifts it down the right field line. Kadire chasing it. And it's back into the seats.
Yeah, Kearns came up, #1 pick by the Cincinnati Reds back in 1998. Played for the Reds for 5 seasons, then went to the Nationals. Career .255 hitters, really been slumping the last couple of years. A guy that can strike out a lot. Does have some power.
2008, he hit .217, and last year he hit .195 for the Nationals. Sky to short center. And Denard Span comes in. A home run for Hafner, but 2 innings complete for Slowey and a total of 18 pitches. Lineup starting with Delman Young. And Masterson misses, down and away, ball 1. Young, Hardy, and Harris. Bouncer to short. Cabrera has it. Now over to Branyan, 1 away. And that'll bring up J.J. Hardy. Hardy hitting at .250, couple of home runs, both of them coming a week and a half ago in Anaheim, and he takes up and away, ball 1. Two and 0. Masterson ran into trouble in the first after his 6-pitch walk to Denard Span. Span eventually scored the first run of the game. And now at the knees, 2 and 1.
Yeah, Masterson coming off a start where he ended up losing to the Texas Rangers in his last start. 4 runs, 2 unearned runs. And Bob Davidson calling that low strike. In that start against the Rangers, he worked 6 innings. He gave up some runs early, but settled down. Ended up not walking anybody in that ball game while striking out 9.
2 and 2 to Hardy. And now a full count with Harris on deck. Hit hard to center. Sizemore is back there to catch the line drive, out number 2. Target Field has been and will be the place to be in 2010. And you can join in the fun tomorrow night and Thursday afternoon as the Twins continue this series against Cleveland. Great tickets are available for the final 2 games of the homestand. You can order online at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS to secure your tickets. 4 in a row set down by Masterson. After 3 of the first 4 batters reached, here's Harris. At the knees, a strike. Masterson pitched out of the Red Sox bullpen last year. Indians acquired him realizing they needed some help in the rotation.
Yeah, he's always a spot starter for the Boston Red Sox back in 2008 and last year. Could never really break that rotation of the Boston Red Sox.
Well, my goodness, that's a tough rotation to break into.
It's almost what Clay Buchholz is trying to do now.
25 relief appearances last year, 6 starts for the Red Sox. And a belt high strike fills the count.
Took a little off that fastball right there to get the count to 3-2.
And there's a walk. So Masterson walked the leadoff man and the number 9 man, and now he'll face the leadoff man again here in the second.
Take a look at the box tracks where that pitch is. And we saw Bob Davidson, the home plate umpire, calling the low strike, but that high strike right there is not called.
The biggest call he made was the check swing on Kubel with a couple of men in scoring position. Here's Span, who scored in the first inning. Base hit to right. Harris will round second and go to third. And so Span follows the walk to Harris with a single, and the Twins trying to get something going here with 2 out.
That's a great example what Denard Span tries to do. In his first at bat, he took 6 pitches right there. He didn't waste any time. He again has said, you know, the first at bat, very important for me because I want to show everybody else on the bench what kind of stuff Masterson has. He ended up walking him right there. Look for the fastball, got it, lined it into right field for a base hit. 3rd hit for the Twins.
Hudson's batting average has been on a pretty steady climb throughout this homestand. He already has 1 hit. Looking for a bigger one here. Strike on the outside corner. And if you figured out Bob Davidson's strike zone tonight, you're a better man than I am.
Oh, Masterson took a little off that pitch. Oh, good fastball right there. Outer half of the plate.
Outer half of the plate.
Looked like a great pitch from here.
It was 6 inches outside.
Oh, we're just going to have to get you a mask and a chest protector and put you back there.
I have no interest in that. I like the seat I'm in right now. Hudson skips rope. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Marson, great play behind the plate. Maybe saving a wild pitch for Masterson. Watch this breaking ball right here.
Wow.
And Hudson just getting out of the way, and Marson able to get that ball in his glove.
1-1 to Orlando Hudson. Oh, almost worked. Span wandered away toward second base and eventually dived back to first.
You know, they've been very lenient with that fake to third because right there you have to step toward third. But watch Masterson right here. He kind of just puts his foot down. There wasn't really a movement toward third base. That's almost a balk.
Inside, 2-1.
On that play right there, you do not have to throw to first once you make that commitment to go to third. But all he did was basically came up, planted his foot down, and then threw to first.
And off his leg.
I think the first time I saw that work to perfection was Steve Busby for the Kansas City Royals. He not only had a great, first to third or third to first pickoff ball right there off the front foot of Hudson, but he also had a great pickoff to third with a runner at third.
2-2 to the Twins' second baseman. And now full count. Span will leave early from first. And Mauer hoping for a chance here in the second inning.
Well, Branyan letting his pitcher know, the first baseman letting the pitcher know that he'll play behind Span.
Span goes, and Hudson takes ball 4. So now they're loaded up for Mauer.
Well, he tried to do what he was able to do with Joe Mauer and Michael Kadire, trying to go that fastball down and in, and that time Hudson took it for ball 4. Third walk of the ball game for Masterson.
That was, I think, what was frustrating about the first inning for the Twins, is they had 3 players strike out on pitches that weren't strikes. Masterson's deception, his velocity, his movement ended up getting Mauer, Kadire, and Kubel, and now Mauer has a chance for retribution here in the second. Strike on the inside corner.
Goes back inside again. Yeah, hit it here. Where is he?
About 5 chairs over from where Hafner hit his. Breaking ball inside.
Of course, the book on Joe Mauer is try to pitch him hard in, because we've seen Joe with that ball away. He drives that ball so well the other way to left field. Here where Marson, the catcher, sets up.
Sinking fastball and a swing and a miss, 1-2.
And even that fastball right there, a little bit on the inner half of the plate.
Gives you some idea of how heavy the sink is with Masterson. Mauer twice has gone out of the strike zone for swinging strikes. Now 2-2. A walk led to the first Twins run. Now a couple of them with 2 outs here in the second. And Mauer has a chance to put the Twins back up in front.
Yeah, 51 pitches, 26 strikes for Masterson. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts.
This is the 20th plate appearance the Twins have had this year with the bases loaded. So far, they have just 3 hits.
Hey, Ron Coomer, I know you're down there. I mean, Masterson's got that nasty sinker, and that ball's moving all over the place. As a hitter, how do you try to adjust? How do you try to do what Joe Mauer is going to try to do right here?
Well, Masterson is actually, Bert, cutting some of those pitches down and into Joe, like that one right there.
Fumbled by Branyan, but he finds the pitcher on the bag, and the Twins leave the bases full. They threaten but don't score, and it's 1 apiece. Room in Salt Lake City. And McGregor, a key part of, wonderful story with the Colorado Rockies over the last few years, and just very, very sad news. One of the top executives in baseball taken from us prematurely.
Our condolences go out to the McGregor family and all of baseball.
Locally, our condolences go out to the family of Mike Gregory, the St. Cloud Apollo head baseball coach at age 51, taken from us too early, and especially our sympathies go to his wife Lynn and boys Ryan, Reese, and daughter Ashton, passed away a couple of days ago after a fall in St. Cloud. Top of the third here, Luis Valbuena, the hitter, 1-0 from Kevin Slowey. And a strike. Valbuena hitting 8th. Lou Marson, the catcher, hitting 9th, and then Asdrubal Cabrera will hit here in the 3rd. Mauer with an equipment issue.
Valbuena coming over from the Seattle Mariners in his 2nd season with the Indians, as Joe Mauer fixing that glove.
Foul back, 1-2. You look at this Cleveland lineup, and obviously they are in a rebuilding phase with the trades of CC Sabathia, Cliff Lee, Victor Martinez. So maybe in that sense it's not surprising. You look at their lineup, and I think Peralta's the only one that's drafted and developed by the Indian organization itself. Up and down the lineup, Sizemore, from Montreal, and other players from other organizations. This is a roster that seems built through the trade rather than the draft. And Slowey puts one down the middle. Valbuena takes it for a called 3rd strike.
And Kevin Slowey picking up his 2nd strikeout. Both of them a called 3rd strike. He got chewed in the 1st inning. Good arm angle right here on top of the ball, and a good fastball down in the strike zone.
Here's Lou Marson.
Yeah, Marson coming over from the Philadelphia Philly organization. He came over in that Cliff Lee trade. Marson just 2 hits and 22 at-bats so far this season. Last year, a September call-up for the Indians. And the backup catcher is former Twin Mike Redmond. Good to see Mike today.
Redmond will be asked to do with Marson what he was asked to do here in Minnesota, be a veteran backup to an emerging catcher. Wow. Marson on 3 pitches is gone, and Slowey has back-to-back strikeouts.
Well, I mentioned in the scouting report on Kevin Slowey, he needs to find his rhythm, and then the key is the fastball. Both sides of the plate. That pitch right there, that's a pitcher's pitch. Outer half of the plate, down and away on the black. That's Kevin Slowey at his best right there. Ron Coomer, I know, is a former hitter yourself. When that ball is down and away like that, that's tough to see and hit.
Well, it is, unless you leave the breaking ball up in the zone a little bit. But Kevin, the thing about Kevin and Masterson, both of them kind of drop and drive. And when a pitcher does that, guys, it makes it a little more difficult to pick the pitch up. And it has a little bit different way it comes to home plate. It kind of shoots up at you or kind of breaks away from you just a little different than what you're accustomed to. The last 2 strikeouts, both one right down the middle that was taken for strike 3. And to me, that's all about Kevin being able to hide the ball and then it kind of shooting out at the hitter from kind of his shoulder instead of up above his head, which normal pitchers do.
Down and in, ball 1.
Yeah, if you look at Kevin Slowey's delivery, I mean, he leaves that left shoulder in extremely well. Actually uses the glove as almost kind of a shield, and then all of a sudden here comes the ball.
Bert, it's very similar to me from like the 60s and 70s pitchers, the drop and drive guys, instead of standing tall and firing. That's what it looks like to me as a hitter. Pedro was that way. Kevin is a little bit that way. Masterson's that way. And it definitely makes it tough for the hitter. The angle's different and everything for the ball coming to the hitter.
Again, that's why it's very important for Kevin Slowey to work down in the strike zone, because you get that ball up, it's easier to see, and that ball doesn't have the same type of downward motion.
Bounce to the right side. Hudson from the grass throws him out.
Nice play.
We're tied at 1. There have been 11 plate appearances for the Indians, and Slowey's delivered just 30 pitches. He's healthy this year. That's one benefit he thinks he'll have this year, and trying to help Lou Marson along. Justin Morneau with a big swing and a miss, 1 strike.
Yeah, Red, 5 years in a Twins uniform from 2005 to last year. Think he had anything to say in the scouting report about the hitters?
And Morneau with 2 line drives, one to right for a double. Now a leadoff single here in the 3rd. You know, Ron Gardenhire described him as one of the funniest guys he's ever met in his life. He was just a great clubhouse presence. Michael Kadire has sworn in this series that he's going to throw him out at first base.
Well, Redmond, you know, I mean, he's in his 13th Major League season, a career .290 hitter. And a guy that comes into the ballpark and loves the game of baseball.
Kadire swings and misses, 1 strike. You know, and a lot of great highlights for Redmond in his Twins career, maybe none more so than last year when his shoulder was barking. He was not 100%, but he was the guy that did the bulk of the catching in April when Joe Mauer was not with the club. Now here's a team that was missing, as it turned out, the league MVP, and Redmond was able to nurse things along. The Twins played .500 baseball in April, and he helped keep the team afloat. They were only a game out when Mauer came back to the lineup. At the knees, 1-2. The Twins have had a threat in each of the first 2 innings. They've left 5 men on so far against Masterson. Right off the end of the bat. And again, 2 strikes, and they spin the ball away from Kadire.
Yeah, they did that. And then, you know, on that pitch that struck him out was that nasty sinker down and in. Going back outside again.
Base hit right field.
Good hitting right there.
Morneau will not run on Chu's arm. In addition to being a great hitter, he's got a cannon for an arm. First and second, nobody out here in the 3rd inning. Twins fans, you can get involved in the game and let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234-234.
Tell you what, good piece of hitting right there by Kadire. He got that fastball away and just went with it.
Here's a look at the voting so far. Keep voting. We'll have the results in the postgame show. Here's Kubel. Breaking pitch, strike one. Kubel came up with runners at second and third and 2 out in the first, and was called out on a check swing by the home plate umpire. And I think replay showed he did not commit to the pitch. One strike. Blocked by Marson.
I mentioned last year, dating back to August, Masterson has not won a ball game for the Cleveland Indians. Now, he's pitched extremely well over the last 9 starts. He's 0-7 with a 4.35 ERA, but he has not had a lot of run support. Just 1.7 runs per outing that he's been out there.
Oh, Masterson left a pitch up, and Kubel missed it. Fouled it. 1-2.
Taking a look at these last 9 starts for Masterson. Pretty good ERA. Averaging a lot of strikeouts. Opponents 274, not bad. But look at the run support he's received. None.
1-2 to Kubel. And Kubel strikes out on a tailing fastball. 1 away.
A good fastball right there. Masterson picks up his 4th strikeout.
Well, the Twins a little frustrated here. They lost a ball game on Sunday because, well, a number of reasons, but one of them was they didn't give any clutch hits, and they really haven't delivered a clutch hit yet today.
He almost did what Kevin Slowey does sometimes. You look down, down, down. All of a sudden, there's that high fastball, and it kind of snuck up on Kubel.
Delman Young with a bouncer to short his first time up. And now a bouncer to Scotty Elger. Twins left 11 men on in Sunday's loss to Kansas City. Already left 5 men on here tonight. Double play ball. Booted by Cabrera. Morneau will be held. A tailor-made double play ball, and the Indians don't get an out.
Well, the Indians are 6-6 coming into this ball game, and Cabrera makes his first error in 13 ball games. Only the 5th for the Indians defense.
And again, on Sunday, the Twins were handed extra outs by the Royals and didn't really take advantage of them.
Well, it looked like he just tried to turn it a little bit too quick right here, and that ball skipped right through the wicket. In hockey, they would say he scores.
Here's Hardy. Ball 1. Masterson has walked 3. The Twins have another bases loaded opportunity. And Hardy will be taking here with the 3-0 count and the bases full. Somebody's sometimes going to get Minnie and Paul to shake hands. A bases loaded walk puts the Twins in front. 4th walk taken by the Twins.
Well, here on Sunday, Justin Morneau picked up an easy RBI with a bases loaded walk, and this time Justin scoring the go-ahead run. when Hardy picks up the easy RBI on the walk by Masterson, his 7th RBI of the year.
Tim Belcher, longtime major league pitcher, once a draft choice of the Twins, is the new pitching coach with the Indians, probably telling Masterson the same thing Carl Willis told the staff the last few years for the Indians. Hey, you got to throw it over. Whereas we said going to break, Slowey had 11 plate appearances resolved in 30 pitches. Here's the 18th plate appearance for the Twins, and Masterson has thrown 70 pitches. Strike one to Harris. Harris drew a 2-out walk that eventually led to a bases loaded situation for the Twins.
Yeah, Twins need a big hit right here.
To the backstop, and the carom dies near the warning track. Safe. Here comes another runner. Safe. Cuddyer and Young both score on a wild pitch.
Good base running by Michael Cuddyer, seeing that ball got away from the catcher on this wild pitch. It hits the backstop. The close play at home hits Masterson in the glove, but then the slide of Cuddyer. You see the ball, and here comes Delman Young. Even a better job right there of scoring. Seeing the ball getting away, and he slides in safely. Not too often you get to see 2 runs score on one wild pitch.
And now a fly to center off the bat of Harris, deep enough to get another run in. And as Drupal Cabrera can just do nothing but look away, it was his missed double play ground ball that has led to these 4 runs being scored.
Yeah, on that play home, an error goes to the pitcher Masterson, so the second error of the inning. But the Twins put 4 on the board to take a 5-1 lead.
And now the base is empty, 2 down for Span. 3rd plate appearance for Span, and we're just in the 3rd inning. Down the middle, a strike. Span with a walk and a single. And now 1-1. Span looks back at Bob Davidson, 1-2.
That's one thing I think we'll see here, Dick. You know, that ball, when it's a wild pitch, how it comes off of that limestone in the back. Where exactly will that ball hit? See the target field sign back there.
That's
this
padded.
was to the left.
Right.
You see the padding right in that area, but you see the limestone area right there. And you wonder, you know, in time, how will that come into play?
Well, I think the second replay I saw suggested to me that the ball hit the dirt a couple of times perhaps, and then went up and hit the netting and died.
Yep.
And you know, if you're Scotty Alger, that's something you're going to have to pay attention to.
Right.
Where does the ball hit the backstop?
Was it in that Boston series where a wild pitch was thrown and it came right back to the catcher? And I believe he threw to second base. See that limestone all the way around right there to the target field, and then the padding comes into play.
And Span getting pitch after pitch down and in, and fouling off pitch after pitch.
Let's see the wild pitch right here by Masterson. Marson, you know, right there you can see where it hit, and then it hits the netting, gets away.
Larson hangs on to a span foul tip, and the Twins are done, but they get 4 unearned runs. I believe they'll all be unearned runs in the third. The Twins have a 4-run lead.
Yeah, the RBI double in the first inning, giving the Twins a 1-0 lead. Indians came back and tied it on the Hafner home run, but then the Twins 4 unearned runs off of Masterson in that third inning.
Shin-Soo Choo will lead things off for the Indians. He'll be followed by Travis Hafner and Johnny Peralta. One strike.
12 batters faced, 9 first pitch strikes for Kevin Slowik.
And just his 31st pitch thrown. And he clips the corner 0-2. I would think Bob Davidson, as expansive as his strike zone is, would be the perfect guy for Kevin Slowik to pitch to as a home plate umpire.
I mean, you saw where Mauer sat right there. He wanted that ball up a little bit, and exactly where he threw that ball. Outstanding control. We showed you the numbers in the post game. We've talked about Kevin Slowik. When he's on, he can hit exactly where that catcher sits. Almost like a Brad Radke, you know, in and out. Just moves the ball up and down, both sides of the plate.
2-2.
They struck him out inside in his first at-bat. Slowik kind of waiting for Mauer, go through some more signs.
Struck him out again with a high fastball.
And Slowik picking up his 4th strikeout. Good pitch right there. Just overpowering Choo, a hot hitter.
You can submit a question, offer up a comment to us online at carsoup.com/baseball. Lloyd Martin from Shakopee wondering how hard do closers throw on off days. And I think kind of a complicated question because closers don't know it's an off day until the game's over, right?
Well, I think, you know, like John Roush the other day, I'm trying to think of that ball game that he went up and he was in a save situation. Twins ended up scoring a lot of runs late, lost the save situation. It was Friday night.
Right.
John Roush got up. You know, he was set to go into the ball game. Ground ball to second baseman right there. And that is not Hudson. Oh, excuse me, the shift was on. I'm sorry. Hardy gets the out at first. But he'll probably throw, I'd have to say 70-80%. He won't let it all out, but probably 70-80% to basically just work on his timing. That's all.
You know, I think fans would be interested too in the life of a relief pitcher. Now, you were a starter almost your entire career, but life in the pen is such a weird existence, because if you have something to work on, when do you work on it? You know, starter, we all know, every 5 days, and either the second or third day after they start, they have a full bullpen session, get a good workout, and air it out a little bit, and then allow for some recovery for the next start. But if you're a reliever, let's say you're Mac Guerrero, when do you get the practice time? Because probably isn't going to happen today too much, because he may be needed tonight.
A lot of times throughout the season where someone's struggling a little bit, they'll get to the ballpark early, like 1 or 2, and then get some extra work in there, so they still have maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 hours maybe before they even get into a game. So they come in early to try to do that.
2-1. And an awkward swing by Peralta. 2-2.
Good fastball up the ladder right there, middle into Peralta. Peralta, one of those hitters that likes to extend his arms pretty much right on top of the plate. Yeah, good pitch. Going back inside again.
Bounce to third. Harris to Morneau. And a 1-2-3. Fourth inning. Brought to you by Grand Casino Mille Lacs and Grand Casino Hinckley. By Lincoln Mercury. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer or go to experiencelm.com. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And where Kevin Slowey has been outstanding, just throwing a handful of pitches in every half inning. It's been a struggle for Justin Masterson. Yet the difference in the game, the 4 unearned runs the Twins scored in the third inning.
Yeah, but you know what? When you don't throw strikes, your defense sometimes plays on their heels. And, Masterson with 4 walks, if you attack the strike zone, I think you're going to see better defense behind you. And I think that's why the Twins have only made 1 error. And that was an error that, that hit a runner trying to score from home at home.
Second time that they've gone down and into Hudson. This time it clips him on a foot, and he'll reach first base. So Hudson's reached all 3 times with a single, a walk, and now being hit by a pitch.
Well, might have clipped him right there, but Hudson takes first base.
Tomorrow night, the first Rasmussen College Student Night. Students with a valid ID can get tickets in the grandstand or U.S. Bank home run porch view for just $9. It's the day of game offer only, allowing 1 ticket per student, and tickets are limited, so students come out early tomorrow for the first Rasmussen College Student Night. And if you'd like more details than I have time to give you, call 800-33-TWINS. 1-0 to Mauer. Mauer struck out in the first and bounced out, leaving the bases full in the second. Twins started the night with a 2-game lead in the division. Detroit playing out in the West Coast, opening up a series there. Let's see where the Angels are doing to the Tigers what they did to the Twins, forcing them to play a night game on Getaway Day later this week. Down and away to Mauer, 2-0.
I mean, Masterson's throwing a lot of pitches, Dick. 85 pitches, 48 strikes, 37 balls. And if you're a defensive player, like right now, I'm watching Cabrera at short. You know, he's looking at the scoreboard. He's not, you know, he's not in tune in the ball game. All of a sudden, you know, hey, a ball, all of a sudden, it, you know, goes right through the wickets.
There's a strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Your outfielders become lazy when you don't throw strikes. Start tugging at their belts, looking around in the stands.
Out at first, they need to put a tag on at second, and they do a double play. Second base umpire Alfonso Marquez.
That's Tim Timmons right there.
At second, Marquez is at first.
Yeah, he had to make sure that the ball was still in the glove of Cabrera. So he did the right thing. He waited to see Cabrera come up with the ball in the glove for the tag out. So Mauer hitting this ball sharply, but Brandon stepping on the bag, and then right there Cabrera showed the ball in the glove for the second out.
Well, to put it another way, talking about the defense being on its heels, here's Morneau with an exaggerated shift on. Twins have sent 21 men to the plate with all the strikeouts and walks. Only 11 balls have been put in play. Two 2-0 to Morneau with Kadire on deck.
Just a little bit outside. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm glad that Masterson showed how that limestone, how the ball will come back.
He did that
just to let everybody know. Watch this pitch right here. Just a little bit outside. You see that ball, how it comes back?
We almost needed high definition there to show the flight of that ball. 3-1.
I sure hope that ball slipped out of his hand.
We'll zoom out for the next pitch. 3-1 to Morneau. And a walk puts him aboard with 2 out. So again, we're 18, 20, 22 plate appearances, and the Twins have put the ball in play 11 times. AT&T trivia before Kadire steps in for his at bat, who has the most home runs in Cleveland history as a right-handed batter. Well, I'm trying to think, going back to when I started following the game.
I think Albert Bell hit a lot of
right.
them.
Swing and a miss by Kadire. Rocky Colavito, but a lot of his home runs were hit with the Tigers. You didn't have an abundance of home run hitters on your team when you played there, did you?
Oh, that Cleveland Stadium was huge, too. Andre Thornton. Maybe Andre Thornton.
Tapper foul, 2 strikes. Well, it's got to be Albert Bell or Manny Ramirez, I would think.
I'm going to put Andre Thornton in there.
Well, then I'm going to take Albert Bell.
Okay.
2 quick strikes to Kadire. Left a pitch up, and Kadire fouled it to the net. The presumption is, with our camera shot, that Jim Thome is the #1 left-handed home run hitter.
Jamie Wright starting to loosen up.
Kadire strikes out. So Masterson hits a batter, walks a batter, but escapes the 4th inning.
It's Mikowski inside the Minnesota State Lottery winner's circle. I've got Jim Preby and family and friends. And Bert, how about this? You're a guy that appreciates birthdays. It is his 40th birthday, and for that birthday, we give him $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets. Jim, how does this rank for a 40th birthday present?
This is pretty cool. Pretty fun. New stadium, friends, family, at a Twins game. Can't beat this.
And you've been circled by Bert. That one has to take the cake, right?
That takes the cake. That will make my wife very happy.
Yeah. What, you notice a theme here? Everybody says, oh, circle me, Bert. Makes my wife happy. Come on.
Well, she can't circle him. Only I can. But, Jim, happy birthday to you, and you were hereby circled. And only 351 more days until my birthday.
1 strike to Russell Branyan. 2 strikes with that uppercut swing. It looks like Slowey's trying to deliver the ball up to him.
Well, Branyan, we mentioned earlier, only his first game back since coming off the disabled list. Last year with Seattle, 31 home runs and 76 RBIs. Not a high average, hit 251. He will strike out a lot.
In his career, for every 5 at-bats, generally 2 strikeouts. Manny Acta looking to find some power in the lineup, but so much of Cleveland's offensive attack is left-handed. And you got Shin-Soo Choo, you got Grady Sizemore, Travis Hafner, and now Branyan, also a lefty. And Slowey goes upstairs and strikes him out for the first out.
And strikeout number 5 in the ball game for Slowey.
You know, the bases haven't been congested. We'll take another look at where this pitch was and Branyan's swing and a miss. The bases haven't been congested, so maybe it's that's the reason. But remember in Slowey's last start, it seemed like 3 times every inning, Bauer was going to the mound, and they didn't seem like they were on the same page. But we've seen so little of that. I don't know what comes first, the chicken or the egg. The results are better, so maybe Mauer doesn't have to go on the mound, but they seem to be more in alignment tonight.
Well, so far what we've seen is good control of that fastball, working the ball down. Last couple pitches have been up, but I think that was on purpose for Branyan.
That's hit a long way to left field.
See ya.
Austin Kearns. Ooh. That is still in the ballpark. And Kearns to second with a double. It looked like it hit above the padding, but below the fence, the top of the little gated fence there.
That's one thing we've seen, I think, here at Target Field. Even though that says 377, you have to hit that ball pretty good to get the ball out. That's a breaking ball. Kearns, a strong guy. He has over 100 Major League home runs and hits right on top of the padding, comes right back to Delman. And actually a pretty close play at second base, but Kearns with a double. That's his 3rd double of the year.
And Manny Acta comes out, and I think we might have another review here. Tim Cheetah, the third base umpire, worked the opening series here against the Red Sox, and they ended up going up the tunnel and reviewing a ball hit down the left field line by Mike Cameron. And I'd be very surprised if at this point they don't go and look at this one too.
Wow, you know what? The only thing is that they have that planter on the other side of the fence. I think that hit off the top of the fence because there is that railing there, but that's still maybe 4 or 5 feet from the plate. You can see it right on top of the pad.
Yeah. They will see that, and I think they'll confirm that they made the correct call.
Right on the top of the pad. Now, if it goes another foot, it'll hit into that little planter that the Twins will put here at Target Field. You can see the flowers starting to bloom.
On the left side of your screen right there.
See?
I asked Tim Cheetah about the review process after it happened here in the Boston series. He says they'll go back to the room adjacent to the audio room here, and they'll call New York. They've got a staff there for a night like tonight when just about everybody's playing. If they're not, they'll have about 15, 18 people reviewing the replays for all the different games. One person will be assigned to each game. They'll have the replay ready by the time the umpire gets to the phone call. And so that's why this is all happening so quickly. They're very well staffed in New York for this.
Well, they'll not only see the replay that we show you, they'll also look at the Indians. They're covering the game here tonight with Matt Underwood and and former center fielder of mine, Rick Manning, as the color analyst, they'll be looking at their replay too. And here they come.
And Tim Cheetah pointing at second base, saying that's where he belongs.
Yep. But they got it right. And that's the only thing that I like about the instant replay is that they got that right. I don't want it on close plays to first or the strike ball count.
So in the total time it took, maybe 2 minutes, something like that. Justice prevailed. Kearns is at second with one out, and here's Valbuena.
Haven't you noticed that balls, toward that 377 mark, you got to hit that ball pretty good to get out.
I was with you. I thought that ball was gone. Yeah. And particularly to deep left center and deep right center. It just seems to be very cavernous out there. And the Cleveland people, the media people, the broadcasters, players, coaches, they all ask me, as I'm sure they ask you, how's the ball carry here? And I'm not going to, until we play a full season here, I don't know that anybody is in any position to declare one way or the other.
All you can say is right now it's going down that left field line pretty good.
And here's a pop-up left side of the infield.
Yeah, that ball's not carrying at all.
2 down, number 9 hitter coming up. If you're traveling this season, you can take the Twins with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv and see Twins games live or on demand. Get your subscription tonight at twinsbaseball.com. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. There's Lou Marson.
And this is probably the calmest night or day that we have had here at the ballpark. The flags are hardly moving.
But, when they opened Wrigley Field about a century ago, if you'd have asked people after the first week of play there in the spring, well, is this a hitter's ballpark? Does the ball carry here? The answer would have been no, it doesn't carry here at all. It's going to be a great pitcher's ballpark. And then the weather warms up, the wind goes out the other way.
And Mike Schmidt hits 4 home runs in one game.
And I think Ron Coomer probably can relate to that too. He played some games there and knows very well about what it's like in the spring as opposed to what it's like when the wind is blowing out in the summer months. 1 strike. 2 strikes.
That's what I miss about not being able to pitch, because that's actually one thing I always looked at the day that I pitched. You never looked at it at the Metrodome. You didn't worry about it unless they pushed that button and the fans were blowing out.
Right.
But where the wind was blowing.
Two strikes. And now high and tight.
Well, Slowey has done a great job. 12 pitches in the first inning. You see the 6 in the second, 12. So far 12 here in the 5th. And normally a starter to get deep into a ball game, you like between 12 and 16 pitches.
Fouled back.
He's starting to leave some pitches up right here this inning. That breaking ball left up.
And the Twins are hoping he can just keep it going here and get deep into the ball game. Pat Neshek's finger still sore. They're going to hope to be able to run him out on a bullpen session tomorrow, and if the finger feels better, but he's unavailable tonight. And Twins starting a stretch of 6 games in 6 days, which isn't a marathon by any means, but every inning, every out that Slowey can get tonight might save the bullpen for the balance of the week.
And he knows that too. He knows that he needs to go deep into the ball game. His first start at Anaheim, that's 5 innings. But his last start, only 5 1/3 innings. Slowey's a guy that needs to pitch into the 7th or 8th inning. He has that type of command and stuff.
It might be that tomorrow, regarding Neshek, the Twins are going to be forced to make a decision. If he still is hurting, then they're going to have to put him on the disabled list and make a move. And if he shows some signs of recovery, can throw the baseball, have a bullpen session. Ooh, Slowey got the glove on it, I think, and threw him out. So a double for Kearns, a near home run, but the Indians don't score in the 5th. Twins have a lead of 5-1.
Look at all that room.
That really is one of the great features here. Robbie Smikowski, Ron Coomer, Burt Blyleven, and Dick Bramer. Glad you're with us for Twins baseball. Opening game of this 3-game series with the Cleveland Indians. Indians just 2.5 games behind the Twins in the standings. Carmichael Lynch, ad agency, doing some creative things on the big water tower. The landmark Minneapolis water tower, which from home plate here is to right center field.
Very nice. Well, no pitcher for the Cleveland Indians. That'll be Jamie Wright coming out of the bullpen.
Kubel on the first pitch hits a smash to the second baseman, 1 away. You can see from the Target Field Twins logo in straightaway center field. It's out there. So when you're here at Target Field, you can look at the water tower and amuse yourself. Here's Delmon Young. 2 ground balls hit to Cabrera, the shortstop. One easily put away by the Indian shortstop for the opening out of the second. But as Masterson was trying to avoid giving up some runs in the third, a tailor-made double play ball, and it went right between Cabrera's legs, and before the Indians could wrap up the inning, the Twins had 4 unearned runs. Another one for the shortstop. Cabrera over to Brandon, 2 down.
I saw the numbers of Wright right there in his first season with the Indians.
Fox Sports North supports the Pepsi Refresh Project. Pepsi's giving away millions in grants each month this year to fund great ideas. Visit refresheverything.com and get the Idea Toolkit and learn how you can make a difference. And don't forget to vote on your favorite ideas, as your vote decides which ideas get funded. Here's J.J. Hardy, drew a bases loaded walk right after the Cabrera error, and he takes strike 1. For Hardy, his 7th run batted in. Seems like the Twins have had more bases loaded walks than bases loaded hits this year. Sunday, Justin Morneau walked with the bases loaded. Hardy walked with the bases loaded here tonight. And a one-hopper again, hit fairly sharply to Valbuena. And Wright has a 1-2-3 fifth inning. You know, and I'm torn, so I'll ask you how you feel. We've had spectacular weather here for day games and night games. Still got a little cold Friday night. It's very pleasant here. I'm trying to decide what I have enjoyed the most here, the day games or the night games. This ballpark just shows off so brilliantly at night. This is easy on your eyes here at night, isn't it? My goodness. And again, we all know the other place, it was tough to see the game. But here, in the brilliant sunshine, it's wonderful, and there's something about watching pop-ups, you know, climb and descend out of a black sky.
Wow, this is a second night game, but I like the 12-10 starts, too. I'm glad the Twins put that in there, only because as a player, former player, I talked to some of the players, they actually get to spend an evening with their family. You know, that doesn't happen too often during the baseball season, especially with all the night games usually that are played.
Now, when the weather warms up, we won't have many of the 12-10 starts anymore. There'll be some 1 o'clock weekend games, a lot of Saturday afternoon games, which is nice. 2-1. Cabrera with a bouncer to first and a single in the third. And now a liner to right. Cuddyer will field it on a hop. And a base hit. Of course, you pitched in the Metrodome, but you also pitched at Metropolitan Stadium. And we all have very fond memories of that place. Some said it was kind of like an erector set. It looked like an erector set with the colored panels.
Yeah, that's what I like right there. The tailgating, the campers weekend, and boy, the
Metropolitan Club down the right field line, taking a part of Metropolitan Stadium, bringing it here with the colored panels. Down and away, a ball to Sizemore.
Well, this is where you go deep in the ball game for Kevin Slowey. 57 pitches coming into the inning. He needs a quick inning right here. Fell behind, and Cabrera came in with a fastball. Cabrera got his second hit off the Slowey. Fourth hit for the Indians.
And now 2-0 to Sizemore. It was 2-0 to Sizemore in the third when Slowey got him to bounce to second. It's called the light box. Illuminated at night, more visible at least at night.
Well, quick move right there by Slowey. Cabrera gets back. Indians with 7 stolen bases on the year in 10 attempts. Cabrera 1 for 3 stolen base attempts. Not really a running situation here, especially with Sizemore at the plate.
2-0, and Sizemore will wait. 17 steals, 21 tries for Cabrera last year. There's a strike. Sizemore had some back issues earlier this month. Indians, simply put, need to have him healthy this year. And again, he sticks one on the outside corner.
That's where you paint. And Kevin Slowey is a painter out there. He can paint that corner. If that umpire, if you hit the spot with that glove, he's going to expand that plate a little bit.
Two and two. Half swing, check swing, and a foul ball strikeout. A foul tip caught by Mauer, one away.
And strikeout number 6 for Slowey.
Fox Sports North supports the Boys and Girls Club. You can join Michael Cuddyer in supporting our local clubs by attending the annual Kids in the City event on May 10th. Visit foxsportsnorth.com for more information.
Speaking of events, we have the Parkinson's Walk on May 1st. I'm sad that my wife Gail and I will not be there, but again, that's at Wolf Park on May 1st. So if you're interested in helping out Parkinson's, call Parkinson's Association.
We'll be in Cleveland.
Yes. raised, I believe, over $50,000 last year with that walk. Always a fun time.
And again on the outside corner, 1-1. Ron Gardenhire, speaking of Slowey in his first 2 starts, defending his pitcher, saying, he wasn't missing by much.
Right.
And when you have a control pitcher that's not missing by much, that's encouraging, because as the season wears along, the hope is anyway, his control will be a little bit sharper.
We all know he's got excellent control. I mean, he ranks, with Greg Maddux type of control throughout his young career, but Maddux did it for 20-some years. But Slowey changes speeds well. Again, he's not overpowering. He's sneaky fast, especially up in the strike zone. But again, his power is down, working both sides of the plate. And then when he's ahead, he can go up in the strike zone. He struck out Chu twice. Let's make that 3 times.
Well, he's gone after the American League Player of the Week, who just blistered the ball all week long last week, and he struck him out 3 times.
Another good fastball up in the strike zone. And Chu with that uppercut swing. That ball sneaky fast right there. Got by him in a hurry.
Hafner homered on the first pitch he saw in this ballpark. The lone Cleveland run.
Slowey 70 pitches, 50 have been strikes.
Squirted toward third. Hafner doesn't run well. Harris throws him out. And a good 6th inning for Kevin Slowey.
Lead
through the 5-hole, and it was the Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze can right there. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Twins leading 5-1, and Brendan Harris will lead things off against Jamie Wright.
Well, Jamie Wright signed a minor league contract with the Indians in February. Did not, he wasn't on the roster. Made the club out of spring training. Wright, a veteran of 15 major league seasons in his first season with the Indians. Number 1 pick by the Rockies back in 1993. So he's been throwing that baseball a long time.
Popped up, straight up, and out of play. One and one. Two and one. Well, again, the Twins took a lot of walks against the Kansas City Royals, and give the Twins hitters some credits. They've taken some walks here that have led to the damage they've done. It's not like they're, lashing extra base hits up and down the lineup here. Harris with a swing and a foul. 2-2. Span walked and scored in the first, and then in the third inning when the Twins broke through, granted the error was a big play, but it was a bases loaded walk that started the scoring there.
Well, you get the pitch that you want to hit, but the Twins batters, I think that it was 22 walks in that 3-game series against the Royals.
Back to the glove of the pitcher, and Harris is retired, 1 away. Great deals in the Target Field here, and maybe the best is a ticket in the alcohol-free, the Our Family section, courtesy of the Our Family brands. Tickets are available for the rest of this series and the next homestand, and you can get tickets in the Our Family section for just $22, and that includes a Schweigert's hot dog and Pepsi. Log on to twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS to order your tickets. Another nice thing about this ballpark with a tip of the cap to Met Stadium, going back to
watch out.
Thank heavens for that screen.
I'll tell you what, that's one thing baseball, with the fans right on top of the players now, and the playing field, these screens that they have put in front of the dugout, they are lifesavers.
That would have smoked somebody.
Yep.
It was that quick. Outside, anyway, the return to outdoor baseball and the return to Twins association with the Schweigert hot dog. Going back to Met Stadium. Schweigert family no longer owns the meat company, but the brand's still the same. 1-1. 2-1.
Well, we talked a little bit about Masterson, how he's 3/4, where Jamie Wright is more over the top. Masterson at 6'6", Wright at 6'5". Very important for him too to keep that ball down in the strike zone. And he's missing outside now.
3-1. That looks good. Ruined with the mustard and the relish, of course, but you coat your hot dogs, don't you?
Everything. I put everything on.
On the outside corner to fill the count. Wright's gotten 4 ground ball outs. Span hoping to reach here with 1 out in the 6th. Pulled the first. 5 ground ball outs for Jamie Wright. Doing more on defense. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
On the end of third inning right here, remember Sizemore hits this ball. Looks like it's going to go out to right field, but there's Orlando Hudson made a great defensive play to help Kevin Slowey and the Twins get out of that inning without any damage. The 4-time Rawling Gold Glove winner received his award here on Sunday. It was a Saturday, I believe. Or was it Sunday?
Sunday, I think.
I know Joe Mauer got about 8 awards, didn't he, that weekend?
Hudson bunts it up the first baseline, too close to the mound. Wright makes the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. Twins in front 5-1.
Well, we go in the third inning. J.J. Hardy, it's a bases-loaded walk, picks up an RBI, and then off right there, off the wild pitch right there, believe it or not, they scored 2 runs. Not only Michael Kadire, but here comes Delman Young. He's safe, too. And Kevin Slowey has allowed only 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks for Slowey. 71 pitches, starting his 7th inning of work.
Peralta, Branyan, and Kearns, and the first pitch misses, ball 1. 6 innings pitched for Slowey. He's had 2 1-2-3 innings, and in the other 4 innings, he's only faced 4 batters. So he's really been in control of things here, 2-0. Peralta with a fly to left and a ground ball to third. Fouled away. And we talked earlier about how the Indians, if they want to be competitive this year, need Sizemore to stay healthy. They also need, I would think, this guy, Peralta, to step up and be a productive player, because they're looking for anybody who can provide offense from the right side of the plate.
Oh, I mentioned before coming into the ball game, last in the American League in hitting at .219.
Up around the hands, 3-1. Cabrera looking on, and Peralta lifts it high into the right field corner. Kadire might have a play just into the seats. There's about room for 1 adult to stand in foul territory down the right field line, and that just made it into the seats. Time for the Quest High Speed Pitch, brought to you by Quest High Speed Internet.
Well, Masterson, who walked 5, struck out 6, was clocked at 94 miles an hour. Kevin Slowey at 91.
Three and 2. Slowey's yet to walk a batter. And a tapper in front of Harris. Throws on the run. Nice play. 1 away.
Well, I tell you what, major leaguers make it look so easy. Harris right there has to come in and all in one motion, make that good throw across the diamond, and he does it right to the chest of Justin Morneau for the first out.
So 1 down, and here's Russell Branyan. Branyan came up with the Cleveland organization and looked like his career was all but done, but he had a nice comeback year last year in Seattle. Had a 1-year deal with the Indians, and he flips one into left field, and a little chip shot for a 1-out single.
Well, remember, Branyan one time was thinking about retiring, was living in Nashville, Tennessee, where the AAA affiliate for the Brewers were. He decided, you know what, I'd like to play at home. He played some ball games at AAA in Nashville, and all of a sudden the home run swing came back. And he made it up with the Brewers a couple years ago. Last year had a very solid year for the Mariners.
And kind of similar to Gabe Kapler's story. Kapler was actually a coach for a couple of years, and you know what, I think I can still play. Here's Austin Kearns. Nearly hit a home run to left field off of Slowey. Hit the very top of the wall. And Slowey hits the inside corner, strike 1. The odd man out, if you will, for Cleveland, with Branyan being activated, is Michael Brantley. They sent him down to AAA. Very talented young player, very high hopes for him. Matt Laporta is still on the roster, but he, I guess among those still on the roster, he's the odd man out, at least tonight.
Yeah, and then they have Andy Marte, too. They have 2 guys, Laporta and Marte, that there's so much expectation expected from them, and they just haven't really responded yet at the major league level.
2 strikes to Kearns. And Slowey gets another strikeout, 2nd out of the inning.
Strikeout number 8 for Slowey. This will almost look like a little cutter inner half of the play. Watch Mauer sit inside. Yeah, had a little movement on it.
So here's Luis Valbuena. Swing and a foul, and that stung Mauer. 1 strike.
That took a little off that pitch right there. Clocked at 83. Slowey's career high in strikeouts, 12. That came a couple years ago at the Metrodome against the Oakland A's. A little smile on Anderson's face.
Over the Cleveland dugout and out of play. And Mauer will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning. And Morneau's reached all 3 times tonight. 2 strikes to Valbuena. And a liner into the seating area.
Yeah, they got a fan right there. Young man got the ball, but I think the guy behind him took it off his chest.
Swing and a miss. Another good inning for Slowey. He faces 4 men but strands 1, and it's still 5-1. Is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Toyota. Thank you for standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. And by Quest High-Speed Internet. Get blazing fast speeds that won't burn up your wallet. A 4-run 3rd inning, the difference in the game. Mauer, Morneau, and Cuddyer will try to get something done here. Trying to increase the lead. Kevin Slowey in control of things. 5 hits apiece. And another Cleveland pitcher, Rafael Perez, one of their 3 left-handed relievers.
Yeah, Perez making his 4th relief appearance. A hard-throwing left-hander. Last year had some control problems. And so far in 2 innings, a couple walks, a couple strikeouts for Perez. Perez, 27 years old, from the Dominican Republic. This is his 5th season up with the Cleveland Indians.
Tony Sipp and Aaron Laffey, the other left-handed relievers.
There you go. You are hereby circled.
So Mauer, Morneau, and Cuddyer here in the 7th inning. Joe has been held in check here. A strikeout, a ground ball to first, and another ground ball to first. It was turned into a double play. strike one.
Well, you see the good fastball by Perez right there. Kind of a short arming throwing left-hander. He's mixing a slider. Very good curveball and a changeup. Good job by Jamie Wright. 2 shutout innings. Retired all 6 batters he was asked to get.
Here's Mauer driving one to left center field, slicing away from Sizemore, but he gets there. Well, Mauer spanked it pretty good. Sizemore hauled it in, 1 away. A reminder to get involved in the game. Let us know who you think has been the Arby's value player of the game. You can text the word value, followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234-234. And an updated look at the voting. Justin Morneau's reached all 3 times, and he has a surmountable lead over Kevin Slowey. I think if Slowey keeps the Indians in check, maybe gets a complete game.
What's that?
That's where a pitcher, a starting pitcher, gets 27 outs in a victory, or perhaps 24 outs in a loss. But there's no relief pitchers. There's no relief pitchers at all.
Wow.
Popped up a foul ball that will reach the seats. 1-1.
That actually can happen in today's game, can it?
Amazing. Look at Slowey has just taken the lead.
Yeah.
It was like a Illinois election here. You ask for votes, you get votes. One and one. And another foul off the bat of Morneau. Well, the Indians actually had back-to-back complete games from the 2 guys the Twins will see in games 2 and 3 of the series.
Right. Huff tomorrow, and then Talbot on Thursday afternoon.
First time in 14 years the Indians have had that back-to-back complete game. You believe that?
Yes.
2-2 to Morneau. Morneau with an RBI double in the first, single and a run scored in the third, and then he walked in the fourth. A high fly to right field. Chu going back and making the catch on the track. 2 down. Even that was fun to watch. The fans had plenty of time to ooh and ah and stand up and watch that ball drop into his glove.
I tell you what, this is a completely different ballpark than the Metrodome, because that ball that Joe Mauer hit, that might be out. I've seen Joe Mauer hit balls, to the warning track here that I think would be out of the dome. But even this swing right here, Justin hit it hard. He hit it a long way, but the ball came up a little short for the second out.
Here's Kadair, a single and 2 strikeouts, ball 1.
I think that's the biggest thing I've seen between playing outside here because of the elements. A little bit of wind might affect that.
Dampness of the air, whatever. Although it's been remarkably unhumid for this time of year. 1-1. I think it's fair to say that so far the ball's carried much better in day games than in night games, and we started this season in Anaheim where that's the case.
Yeah, which surprised me because we played some night games there, but the ball still took off.
There's another towering pop-up, and everybody can watch the arc of this pop-up with Valbuena making the catch. And 6 ground ball outs for Wright, 3 fly ball outs for Perez. Beyond the right field foul pole. A beautiful night for baseball from this beautiful ballpark. Lou Marson will lead things off against Kevin Slowey here in the Cleveland 8th inning.
Well, Slowey 85 pitches, 62 have been strikes. No walks in the ball game. 9 punch outs.
Number 9 hitter Marson has struck out looking and hit a comebacker to Slowey. It was a hard-won hopper, and Slowey knocked it down with his glove and threw him out for the 3rd out of the 5th inning.
This is where, when you're a pitcher, Dick, and you see the pitch count, this is where you want to go 9 innings. You want to give those guys in the bullpen a night off.
Slowey, with this being the first of 6 games in 6 days, would roll around and come back again on Sunday in Kansas City. Brian Dunsing warming up.
Just getting some work in.
One and one. And time called. Well, if it happens for Slowey quickly enough here in the 8th inning, not assuming anything, but if he can get through this inning and say 10 pitches, he might have a shot at the ninth.
Right. That's, the pitch count is in today's game comes into play so much, and that's why you don't see a lot of guys with complete games. Good change up right there. Slowey making his 57th major league start. He has 3 complete games. The last one coming a couple years ago against the Chicago White Sox.
Bouncer to short. Routine play for Hardy. Perfect throw. 1 away. If you don't have a Minnesota Twins Reward MasterCard, right now the perfect time to sign up for one. Sign up now. Earn a huge signing bonus to earn points towards $25 reward certificates, or you can visit a Twins MasterCard kiosk at Target Field. And you can sign up tonight. Call 800-33-TWIN.
I wonder what the signing bonus is.
I don't know. There was
Joe
somebody.
Mauer type contract?
Yeah, I think Mauer got a nice signing bonus. Somebody signed one a couple of weeks ago. He got $5 million just to sign the contract. I'd call 800-33-TWINS and see exactly. You never know.
Hey,
you never know. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Not to belabor the point, but again, Slowey and Mauer had a hard time connecting in his last start. Ron Gardenhire says, that happens, but you want it discussed and thrashed out in the clubhouse or in the dugout, not out on the mound.
Well, I think the biggest thing, Dick, is that Slowey is a pitcher. I mean, he knows what he wants to do, and I think we saw a lot of that in the first couple innings for Kevin Slowey and Joe Mauer. Because Slowey may say, you know what, I don't have a good feel on a breaking ball that he's calling right now. I'd rather go with a fastball in this situation.
3-1.
So it is, to me, and being a former pitcher myself, it's always the pitcher that should have the final say. And you wait until that catcher gives you that sign.
Now, I bring it up again because this is the first game of a series. 3-1, the count, and a strike. Now, before the first game of every series, there's a meeting in the clubhouse. The pitchers and the catchers and the pitching coach, they all sit together and they turn over the roster and they say, here's what we want to do and all that. Now, is that any factor in something like this as being pitching in the first game of a series rather than, say, the third game of a series?
No, I don't think so. Every pitcher has different stuff, so you have to go out there and find what's working for you. I always like those meetings because you pitch everybody, high, tight, low, and away. Don't walk them. Don't give them anything too good to hit. And when you think about it, I mean, that's the way you're supposed to pitch everybody. High, tight, low, and away. Don't walk them. Don't give them anything too good to hit. But Slowey, he looks like he's changing speeds. Well, one thing he did at the beginning of the ball game, he hit his spots. The only mistake, really, was the fastball he gave up to Travis Hafner for the home run. He gave him a cookie, and Hafner hit it for the home run. He's worked out of jams. He's made good pitches when he's had to.
And he's never faced more than 4 batters in an inning here tonight. 1-0 to Sizemore. And fouled away, 1-1.
Now Francisco Liriano pitching tomorrow. You can't say the same game plan is going to be with Slowey on the mound and Liriano tomorrow. Or Scott Baker, who's going to work here on Thursday afternoon. And it's up to that catcher to decide, what's working for him.
Span back and a fairly well hit ball to center.
Pitches?
Slowey completes 8 innings with 98 pitches.
Okay. Does he want it? He looks like he does.
His second victory. Covering the wild pitches are instructional tonight. Bert would know a ton about that because we know he threw enough of them. Plus, we'll bring you post-game reaction from Ron Gardenhire and other various Twins personnel, all on Quest Twins Live. Guys?
Well, let me come to your defense. You didn't throw that many wild pitches, did you?
No, I didn't. But, if I played in this ballpark, I would practice using that limestone in a situation I might need a wild pitch to maybe get that guy out at home.
Well, here's Kubel to lead off the 8th inning against another different Cleveland relief pitcher.
Yeah, Jensen Lewis coming into the ball game.
This pitch fouled down the line.
Ooh, watch out.
Dominoes down the left field line, and somebody dropped it. They look like bowling pins down there.
Boy, you're always afraid somebody's going to get hurt right there because it's the third baseman and left fielder colliding. Looked like a little contact, but it's Cabrera, the shortstop, that kind of went sliding into both of them. Boy, you're lucky right there that Kearns doesn't maybe twist an ankle. You can see him right there, that left leg kind of stuck right there for a little while. And thank goodness everybody's okay.
Strike one to Kubel, who struck out twice and bounced to second. 2 strikes. Sliced foul up against the tarp.
Well, you see the good fastball from Lewis, a sinker ball type pitcher in the low 90s, hard slider and the changeup. Lewis in his 4th season with the Indians. Signed by the Indians back in 2005 out of Vanderbilt University.
Got him. Took a fastball right down the middle. 3rd strikeout for Jason Kubel, who has the most home runs in Cleveland history as a right-handed batter. I'll go with Albert Bell.
I say Andre Thornton.
That is Albert Bell. 242. Slowey and
It's like Slowey's night is done.
a little bit of
Slowey's just a hugger. Saw him and Blackburn hugging the other day.
It was like a little bit of a smirk on Tomey's face, like, okay, I got to do this, I guess. Here's Delman Young, ball one.
Guys hug all the time. It's okay. Well, great job by Kevin Slowey. 8 innings, allowed only 1 run, the home run to Hafner, but 98 pitches, 70 for strikes. 17 of 28 as far as first pitch strikes for Slowey.
So you're telling me that years ago, Camilo Pascual and Bob Allison hugged. It's just the games weren't on TV and we never saw that.
That's true.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. I was listening to the game on the radio, and Herb and Halsey and Ray Scott, they never talked about the players hugging.
Well, they couldn't see from where they're at.
Swing by Young to the screen, 1 and 2.
Halsey was lucky enough to see the players
on the field.
Yes. I loved Halsey Hall.
Might be my greatest regret in coming up here in 1981 professionally. I never got a chance to meet him.
Oh, what a nice man.
I listened to him growing up and whenever I could as an adult. Down in the dirt, 2 and 2.
One thing with Halsey, he always tried to stand about 4 or 5 feet away because he loved raw onions. Mm-hmm. And boy, they would just be part of your wardrobe if you got too close.
And what did Herb say about him? Halsey loved the smell of a good cigar. Unfortunately, those weren't the ones he smoked. Up the middle, and Young has a base hit. 1 out single up the middle, and J.J. Hardy will come to the plate. Kevin Slowey has taken the runs his team has given him and pretty much locked this game up through 8 innings. Needs our Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
You know, at the beginning of the ball game, my scouting report needs to find his rhythm, and I think he found that tonight. And the key was to work the fastball both sides of the plate, and he did a great job of that. No walks, 9 strikeouts for Slowey.
Hardy with an awfully big bases loaded walk in that 4-run 3rd inning. Officially 0 for 2. Outside, 1 and 1. Last place White Sox are leading the Rays 4-1, top of the 9th inning.
How about the Rays sweeping the Boston Red Sox in Fenway Park?
And the Red Sox had to score in the bottom of the 8th to tie the Rangers at 6. If not for the inept Orioles so far, the Red Sox would be in last place in their division. Bouncer to short. 1 and 2. So the Indians turn a double play to wrap the Twins' 8th inning up. And Brian Dunsing will try to wrap up the 9th. 8 innings at least, with Kevin Slowey completing 8 innings. Here's our Toyota game reset.
Slowey with 98 pitches in the 8 innings, no walks, 9 strikeouts, had great control of that fastball all over the place. Justin Morneau with an RBI double in his first at bat, added a single, a walk, and a flyout. And there you go. You are hereby circled, young lady, all the way from Alaska.
Shin-Soo Choo has come crashing down to earth. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. He was the American League Player of the Week. He had a string of 12 hits and 22 at bats. It was actually better than that. We'll tell you about that after you read the stat numbers on Brian Dunsing.
Yeah, the bullpen very good for the Twins out of that bullpen. Brian Dunsing, 2 of the wins out of that bullpen.
1 down with Choo retired. Time for the Coors Light. Cold, hard blast.
Well, the only mistake as far as giving up a run for Kevin Slowey was that first pitch in the 2nd inning. Hafner hitting his 2nd home run. That tied the game at 1 apiece, but then the Twins scored the unearned runs. 4 unearned runs in the 3rd inning.
Since then, a couple of ground ball outs for Hafner. Twins swing Hardy around on the right side of the infield. Strike 1. Indians at 500 right now, but maybe the most encouraging thing is Hafner played in 11 straight games before getting a day off the other day. And here's a guy who had a tough time last year playing 3-4 games in a row because of shoulder issues. And when healthy, he is still very much an offensive force to be reckoned with.
He's built like Jim Tobey. Tremendous power. The ball, when he makes contact, we saw it in this first at bat, the ball just flies off his bat.
Sliced foul.
Wow, watch out.
Still 2 strikes. So with yesterday's off day, and provided Dunsing can wrap things up here in the 9th inning, that will be 2 awfully big days off for everybody else in the bullpen. Curve lofted to center field, I should say. Denard Span with the catch, out number 2.
Yeah, the bullpen has been very solid for the Twins. They're 2-0, both the wins coming from Brian Dunsing. Combined 2.52 earned run average. 2nd best in the American League. Only the White Sox right now have the better bullpen as far as combined earned run average.
Johnny Peralta, the hitter. One's one of the top hitting teams in the league, and they've not done a whole lot offensively here tonight. Just 6 hits. Fouled at the plate, but they're 1 out away from winning the opening game of this series.
The key was that double play ball that went through the wickets of Cabrera at short, and the Twins took advantage of that. And then the wild pitch where they scored a couple runs. An ugly inning for the Indians, but a very successful inning for the Twins.
Two strikes to Peralta. And on a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday night here in Minneapolis. Crowd of just under 40,000, and they're all standing. One and two. Now 2-2. Splintered bat. Hudson makes a play. And the Twins win the opener against Cleveland.
Well pitched game by the staff. Kevin Slowey wins his second ball game of the year. A 1-2-3 inning for Brian Dunsing, and the Twins take advantage of a couple errors by the Indians in the third inning.
Outstanding victory for the Twins, specifically Kevin Slowey. A lot more coming up on our Quest Twins Live postgame.